What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about 10 times that American celebrities actually preferred Norway over the United States. So, here in the US, we tend to think that we are the greatest, that we are just the best at everything. And so, today, I really want to check out these 10 different things that famous Americans actually love about Norway more than the United States. So I'm actually really curious to see what these are. So let's take a look. Starting with Barack Obama. What? He said something about Norway. He was one of the most popular presidents of the United States, like ever, certainly in modern history. So I mean, that's a really significant thing when a US president praises another country, you know, over the US. Like, that's a big deal. So, his quotes that he said is, "We should have a summit where we just say, why can't we be more like these countries?" Oh, what countries? Okay, it says, during the Nordic American Leaders Summit. Oh, the Nordic countries. So he was talking about like Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. So it says during the Nordic American Leaders Summit, Obama lauded the Nordic model for its efficiency and social safety nets. Oh, I see. He highlighted Norway's ability to balance economic prosperity with high levels of equality and public happiness. That's pretty high praise, and a lot of Americans really love Obama. So, the fact that he said all this about Norway, he was also just kind of praising like all the Nordic countries, it sounds like, because he was at this like meeting or whatever. Um, and honestly, it makes a lot of sense because it sounds like Norway has a lot of policies and like social things, like social benefits, that the United States is terrible at. Terrible. Um, and so, like even something like as fundamental as happiness. Like I know Norway scores really highly in happiness. So this is just Obama saying the United States could learn a lot from like Norway, which I would agree with, but I didn't know Obama said that. That's really significant, like a president. Will Smith. Will Smith. Not quite Obama, but he's a really famous, really popular American celebrity. A lot of people listen to him. Um, Maybe less after he punched Chris Rock or slapped him. Anyway, if you saw that, that was a few years ago. Anyway, he said the energy in Norway is so pure. There is a sense of peace that you just don't find in the United States. A sense of peace. So, Will Smith, mega famous celebrity, he obviously has traveled the world, like, and probably been to every country. And this, like, when he went to Norway, specifically, he's like, the energy, the peacefulness was like what stuck out to him. He said, visiting Oslo for the Nobel Peace Prize concert, Will Smith noted the profound tranquility of the Norwegian public. Oh my God. He compared the calm and collective nature of the city of Oslo favorably to the high stress environment of American cities. Sure. I mean, celebrities would know about high stress, but American culture is kind of built around stress and being motivated by stress. And if you're not stressed, you're not working hard enough. And the idea that in Norway, for one thing, again, I know you guys score really highly in happiness, so you guys obviously know how to handle stress, or you're not as stressed. which sounds pretty amazing. I mean, I think it's cool that Will Smith, out of every country in the world, is like, it feels the best and the most calming and refreshing to be in Norway. That's pretty cool. Um, Tom Cruise. I mean, in the US, he might be the most famous movie star, or one of. He said, "It's one of the most beautiful places on earth." Oh, wow. The landscape is majestic. That's just like irrefutable, right? I guess Tom Cruise, he's shot movies in Norway, right? It said while filming stunts for Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise spent months in the fjords. He publicly praised Norwegian landscape as unrivaled in its cinematic scale, nothing that the natural beauty surpassed anything. It had surpassed anything he had seen in the US. That's not too surprising. This one, like I know that Norway has like all the fjords and the mountains and rivers and the coast and the nature. That's something Norway's kind of known for. But again, it's cool to see like what sticks out to these celebrities that have been all over the world. Um, and for Tom Cruise, it's how beautiful Norway is. So far we've gotten how beautiful it is, how calming it is, and how and Obama loved Norwegian like social policy. Bill Gates, one of the most successful famous American businessmen ever, Microsoft. What did he say about Norway? He said Norway is a leader in using its wealth responsibly. Oh, a very like business-minded statement. Norway provides a model for how a nation can invest in its people. And he would know about investing and computers. and um, Norway literally invests in like the sovereign wealth fund thing. I don't know if that's what he's getting at. Bill Gates has frequently cited Norway's sovereign wealth fund. That is what he's talking about. As the global gold standard. Wow! He praises the country for prioritizing long term social stability and education over the short term consumption patterns common in the United States. We have a short attention span here, very short minded. We don't have a sovereign wealth fund for some reason. Um, but I would be inclined to listen to Bill Gates when he's talking about like what countries are the model for investing and social stability, and because he is like a brilliant businessman. So that's very high praise from him as far as Norway's like finances and stuff. That's cool. Conan O'Brien. I like him. Do Norwegians know Conan O'Brien? He's like a late night TV host. I really like him. He said, Norway is so beautiful, it's almost offensive to other countries. It's too much. During his travel special, Conan Without Borders, he marveled at the flawless scenery and high quality of life in Norway. He used his trademark wit to highlight how the orderly perfection of Norway made American infrastructure look chaotic. So he just thinks Norway makes America look bad. With your beauty and your order, if America is the chaos. That's fair. Bernie Sanders. He's an American politician who's very, very well known, especially for having like he's very popular with people because he comes across as an advocate for like humans and like a big advocate for like social welfare systems. And I know he has said good things about Norway in the past. I've heard him use Norway as an example in the past. So this makes sense that he's on this list. He says we should look to countries like Norway, where healthcare is a right, not a privilege. Healthcare is a good example. It's a good example of something in America that's really messed up versus something in Norway that, like, you guys don't have to pay for your health care. It's like through your taxes and stuff like that, right? Like, that would be amazing. For most Americans would love that. Here, it does feel like healthcare is like a privilege in the sense that if you can't afford it, like if you don't make enough money, you don't get as good healthcare. Like you can't you if you don't have the right healthcare insurance or healthcare coverage, or you literally you're incentivized not to go to the doctor because that'll cost money. You don't go to the emergency room, to the hospital, because that will cost money every time you go. And you're never quite sure how much. And it's pretty crazy. Like a lot of Americans are very worried about going to get healthcare treatment. Like a lot of people hesitate because it's all basic. It's about how much money you have. Whereas in Norway, talking about how it's a right, like if you're a Norwegian citizen who pays taxes, you get the same health care as someone who has $1 billion in Norway, right? It's you all get the same access to the same health care. That's yeah. Sanders consistently refers to Norway as a beacon of economic and social justice. He contrasts the Norwegian standard of living and universal benefits with the systemic inequalities found in the American healthcare system. That's a mouthful. And yeah, just another way of saying that America could learn so much from just like we don't have to make it up. We could like literally countries like Norway have demonstrated how to do it. Like I don't know. Healthcare is a good example. Scarlett Johansson, another popular American actress, she said the landscape is just breathtaking. You feel so small against those fjords. Okay, this is like she's not like a business person or like a politician, or she's just a actress who's traveled and thinks Norway is beautiful. And I think she's correct. I've only seen like videos and pictures, but this is high praise again from somebody who's clearly traveled the whole world. Filming Black Widow in the village of Saibo, Johansson spoke of the profound quiet and therapeutic nature of the Norwegian wilderness, comparing it to the intense noise of the typical United States production. So, like, literally, when she works on a job, like, she'd rather work in Norway than in the US. That's basically what she's saying. John Legend, American singer. He had a lot of like hit songs. I like him a lot. I don't know if he's popular in Norway, but he said the vibe in Oslo is unlike anywhere else. There's a sophistication mixed with warmth. I know Oslo isn't like all of Norway, but for some of these celebrities, Oslo is probably the only place that they've been. And he says, Legend has praised the Norwegian audience's cultural maturity and the city of Oslo's unique blend of cutting edge modern design with a traditional hospitality that he finds refreshing compared to the US. I've noticed Norway has an incredible mix of traditional, like you guys have like those bunads and like traditional stuff, like lots of traditional stuff, food, and mixed with like how Norway is incredibly oh, you guys also have royalty as a traditional stuff. But sorry, mixed with a lot of modern, like very cutting edge modern stuff. It's actually fascinating. You guys still have a king and queen, like royalty and bunads, and yet you also have electric cars, and like the architecture in Oslo is like super modern, and it's a fascinating mixture. I think that's what John Legend is like kind of pointing out here. Michael Moore is an American director. He makes like documentaries. You have a country that actually treats people like humans, even when they've done wrong. Oh, It says Moore has focused several documentary segments on the Norwegian justice system. So he literally did a documentary on prison in Norway. Oh. He praises Norway's focus on rehabilitation, contrasting it with what he describes as the failing carceral state in the US. Prison. I I did a video a while ago where I saw what it's like in a Norwegian prison. So I understand what this is about. Prison in Norway, the philosophy you guys have is to treat prisoners like humans, try to rehabilitate them, try to treat them fairly. It couldn't be more opposite to the US, and it doesn't work well here. Like, nobody is impressed with our prison system, and it's based on punishing people and making them suffer, not trying to change them or help them. So just fundamentally, morally, like, I absolutely agree with what he's saying. Norway is definitely doing that right. And then finally, Renee Zellweger, American actress. I think she won an Oscar. The warmth of the people of Norway is overwhelming. It feels like home, but better? Whoa! With Norwegian roots on her mother's side, Zellweger has spoken about the profound sense of belonging and the unforced kindness in Norway, noting a social comfort that exceeds the US. Oh, so she is related to Norwegians on her mother's side, and she feels like a sense of home there. Um, I like this part about the unforced kindness, because in the United States, people can be very fake, and Americans are known for being friendly, but it can come across as like fake and forced at times. So I like this observation of like in Norway, when people are nice, it's like authentic. It's not fake. I like that a lot because a lot of American culture can be about like faking things, unfortunately, but that's an interesting thought. So, anyway, this was all really interesting. Like a lot of these celebrities and business people, actors, uh, politicians in this list have obviously traveled all over the world, and hearing that they specifically like these things about Norway and that this is like a better way of doing it than in the US, that's really valuable. So, this was pretty eye opening. So, anyway, I enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of the quotes that these famous Americans said about Norway, and that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to things about Norway that I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.